Hi there, I'm Mike, and this is Monday night's movement meditation magic. And I've been trying to think of what to do today, and um, it's been interesting because there's so much going on right now that it's sort of hard to know what's the right thing to do at any given point. What's the next right thing that you can do? And I feel like for me, that's kind of generated a lot of anxiety, like not knowing what's going on and not being really clear on what is the next right thing to do. And so um, it's really the best time for me when I feel that way to get myself centered again and to meditate. I have a daily meditation practice, and I definitely notice the days that I let that practice slide a little bit are usually the days that I feel a little bit more hectic and I feel a little bit more anxiety, energy. I think for me, it feels like my anxiety is energy that doesn't really have a way to move, or it doesn't have a good place to flow to. So I tend to feel woo woo. I tend to feel a little more anxious. Hey Rose, I'm glad your whole family's there. That's super cool. Uh, I tend to feel a little more anxious on the days that I don't meditate, that I don't find that center. And some people don't like to meditate because they feel like they're not good at it. They feel like it's too hard. Um, they're. I used to say this myself. My brain is too noisy. There's too much going on up there. I can't keep it quiet. It's a monster, all of those things. And just like any other practice, the meditation really gets better the more that you practice it. It's just like when you're learning how to play an instrument, or you're practicing a new skill of any sort, or crafting or drawing, or anything that you do. Typically, if you're a normal human being, you get better at it the more you practice it. And maybe when you start out, it's not so great, but you love it, so you keep doing it. And so meditation is really kind of that way too. It gets you get better at it the more that you practice, and things that tend to distract you will distract you a little bit less. And you'll remember that it's okay to be distracted, and that's kind of the point, is to gently lead yourself back into your meditation, into your focused, concentrated state. The distractions are actually kind of a gift because it gives you an opportunity to practice going back into that grounded place. So, and the reason that that's so important right now is because there's, with all the craziness going on, it's really easy to be tense and to walk around really tight and maybe stressed out, and we bring our shoulders up to our ears and we kind of squeeze our backs and we clench our jaws, and those kind of things. If you practice that, well, first of all, you're just in an activated state, and so it's just more stressful on your nervous system to walk around that way. It's more stressful to feel that every day without feeling like you're getting a break from it. And that's part of the purpose of what meditation is it allows you to take that tension down. You become more aware of it and you can release it. You can actively release the tension that you hold in your muscles, that you hold in your body. You become more aware of how that feels, and the more that you remember how it feels and get good at releasing, the more that you'll be able to catch yourself when you're tensing up and just say, oh, that's okay, everything's fine, and take a deep breath and relax. And even if something isn't fine, even when things are going really, really terribly, one of the worst things that we can do is tense up like that. So even if you're having the worst day ever, it's going to be 100 times worse if you're not breathing. It's going to be the way that you react to your stress, your trauma, to the things that are happening around you that are difficult or painful or uncomfortable, really can help to guide that energy. We can make anything worse. You know, if I think about how terrible it is to be cooped up, and how terrible it is to be under you know, a shelter in place order, and how I just want to hang out with my friends and everything sucks, that's what I'm going to experience the more that I think about it. If I take the time and realize that this is kind of a gift, and that I have a lot more time now to read books. I have a lot more time now to work in the garden. Jen and I have been gardening our butts off, and we're getting a lot done, and it's been really nice. You know, I have more time to spend with Jen. We have more time to spend with her family. You know, we have more time to just do things around the house that we want to do. Um, the pace is a lot slower. You know, we're both working from home right now, which is honestly is kind of nice. It's really interesting. Um, and so we have to just kind of be aware of what's going on, and sometimes, you know, if we catch ourselves walking around like this, we have to just take a deep breath and relax and let that out. So let's do a little bit of guided breathing, just to practice to see what that's like. And sometimes when people meditate, they like to have something to focus on. So if you're a focuser, that's okay. You can focus on something visually if you'd like to. Just pick something that's across the room and stare at it. Sometimes lighting a candle is really, really good. You can light a candle and sit it in front of you and stare at that candle and just focus on the candle. I really like to close my eyes when I meditate. So if you feel comfortable where you are, you're welcome to close your eyes. And I'm sitting down right now, and I'm just going to put my hands on my knees. I'm going to pick my chest up a bit. I like to really imagine that I have a thread that's connecting right here at the crown chakra, and I just grab that silver line and I pull up on it just a little bit, and maybe that improves my posture just a touch. Maybe I have a straighter line from my skull all the way down my spine to my hips, and everything's balanced nicely. And that's the goal. And I'm just going to take a nice big breath in, and I'm going to exhale and just kind of let all of my muscles relax. Big breath in through the nose, expanding my belly a little bit. And I'm just going to sigh all that air out, and I'm really going to focus on letting my muscles relax. Take a breath in, expanding from the belly again, really expanding your lungs from the bottom this way. And relax, sigh it all out. As you breathe out, you're melting down into the chair or melting down into the floor, sinking just a couple of inches below the level that you were before. Big breath in, expanding your belly. It's nice and slow. Sighing it out a little further, breathing out a little further every time. Maybe you're feeling some muscles in your back, or muscles in your glutes or your hamstrings. Maybe you're feeling some of the muscles in your shoulders relaxing. Big breath in, expanding your belly. Focusing on sitting upright. And just relaxing, blowing all that air out. Then I'm going to open my eyes, and I'm just going to turn my head a little bit from side to side. And I'm going to gently kind of explore that. Today's going to be a real gentle movement day. I planned to do a gentle movement class on Monday, and it just didn't work out. Technology was not on my side that day, and so I really wanted to do that and share that with you. So we're going to do a little bit of that today. Go ahead and turn your head to the right again. Maybe up a little bit and then down. Just kind of feeling into that. Hey, Frost, I'm happy you're here too. It's good to see you. Gentle movement today. I guess you heard that. Yeah, good. So turning the head to the left again, and then up a little bit, and then down. And you're just feeling into kind of the full range of your motion. Go ahead and turn your head to the right again. And we're just trying to kind of relax and maybe go a little bit further with every turn. And turn it back to the front. And then go ahead and try to look down all the way. Tuck your chin to your chest. And then up. Breath in on the way up. I really like that. I'm going to hold it here at the top for a second, and then I'm going to relax it out, sighing it out again. Back down to tucking my chin. Now I want you to raise your right hand and put it behind your head and just hold yourself on the back of the head and then push your head back into that hand. You feel how that really kind of straightens your spine up again? I want you to readjust your body and get back up into that straight spine position just by pushing your head into your hand. And upright. All right. So next, I want you to just tilt your head slowly to the right. I want you to take your right hand, put it on the left side of your head, take the other arm and move it around your back. You see how you can see my hand poking out? There's my fingers. And then you're just going to gently stretch into that. Take a nice big breath. And then exhale. And as you exhale, maybe you can pull just a little bit harder. And that for me feels really amazing, actually. I'm going to take one more breath in this spot. Big breath in through the nose, expanding the belly. And exhaling it through the mouth. Sighing it out, kind of just melting into that stretch a little more. Gently release your head and switch hands. Right arm goes behind your back, all the way over here with the fingers. Grab your head on the right side and gently pull your head to the side. As your breath exhales, your body wants to naturally relax a little bit. So take a nice big breath in. And then exhale it all out and relax. And during the exhale, you can pull just a little bit harder. Big breath in. Through your nose, expanding the belly. Exhale and pull just a little harder. Just try to melt into that stretch. Man, my nose itches like crazy. Okay. Next, I want something called Eyes Wise T's W's. And for this, I'm actually going to stand. You should probably, you can sit or stand at home. If you're following along, you're welcome to sit or stand, whatever feels good for you. And I'm going to just take this camera up a notch. There we go. Eyes Wise T's W's are just like this. You want to start with your thumbs up. Okay, your hands are by your side. And you're just going to bring this all the way up overhead. You see how I try to get my arms just a little bit behind my head? That's a proper I, just like that. Okay, so I, trying to pull the arms over my head. Y, I'm going to start with my hands together right here at my groin. And think about just bringing my thumbs up over behind me. That's Y. And then back to start. T starts right here, hands in front. And you're just opening up. Here's a side view. Opening up as far as I can. I'm really trying to squeeze my shoulder blades together behind my back. That's T. And then W starts with my arms together. You see this? Arms together at 90 degrees. And I'm just trying to open that up. W. Back to the beginning. I. There's I. Y starts right here. Thumbs up and over. You see this from the side view? Y, T, and W. I really wish I had two cameras. I'd do like a picture-in-picture view, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet. But when I do, it'll be so much easier. All right, one more round of that. Thumbs up. I hit my ceiling, unfortunately. I. And then together at the groin and over the back of each shoulder, there's Y. Start in the middle. Pulling those scapula together in the back. There's T. Make sure you're breathing this whole time. It's hard to breathe and talk while I do it. W. Let's do one more. Starting to burn a little bit back in here. That's exactly what you want, that sort of just a little bit of a burn up in here. We're getting all those muscles activated. That helps you to pull up into this chest out, shoulders back, sort of just healthier posture in general than this slouch, right? We want to get out of that slouching motion. So one more round. I, Y. There's T. And there is W. Nice. All right. Yeah, I love those Eyes Wise T's, W's too. They're great. They feel so good in my back. All right. Next. This one, if you don't do it a lot, is probably going to be a little uncomfortable, but it's so good for you that I really want to include it. So you want to stick your hands out straight and really focus on, I guess you can't see my hand because it's... There we go. All right. Opening and closing your hands. Really forcefully closing, squeeze, crush your grip, and then pop it open really, really hard. And that's what we're after. Just keep doing that. And it's going to start to burn, and know that that pain is actually productive. This is an okay pain, unless you have an injury. If you have an injury, listen to your body always. But if you're just feeling a burn in your forearms from doing this, this is a really good thing to do. Our forearms can really, really take a lot of wear and tear. And if you have like carpal tunnel and things like that, you have a real specific kind of repetitive stress. And this will probably burn quite a lot, but it's going to really help in the long term. If you do this all the time, it helps so much with carpal tunnel. See, I'm just opening and closing, opening and closing. It's really, really starting to burn now. I'm just going to change directions, but I'm going to keep going. So let's go face up. Keep it up, keep it up. Ooh, it doesn't feel like a gentle movement anymore. Sorry, I knew I said I was going to go gentle. This one really isn't super gentle. Keep going. Let's switch face down. Ooh, it's burning. I feel it. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys are doing this at home and I'm not just doing it by myself. Oh, feel the burn with me. Come on. Hands facing backward. Oh man, it burns. So good for you though. It's good for your forearms. It's good for your shoulders. Really good for your wrists. If you have wrist pain, this is number one thing that you can do. Shake it out. Woo. All right, now take your palm, spread your fingers out, palm up, and grab all your fingers and just pull back. Exhale. As you do that, remember that exhalation really, really helps you to, look how flexible I am. I do this a lot. That exhalation really, really helps you to your nervous system to chill out, your nervous system to calm down. Go ahead and do that other hand. So what you should feel, what you should feel from this is a good burn in your forearms, and maybe it throbbed a little bit, and that's totally good. This stretch will help to release some of that tension. We're just generating tension and we're releasing it. And it's good to learn how to do both of those things. It's good for your body and your nervous system to learn how to generate tension in a hurry, and then to release that tension as fast as you can as well. The better that you get at that, swinging a kettlebell, doing those sort of explosive things, that generation of tension, and then learning how to relax in that same way, the healthier you're going to be overall, for everything. Really generating tension and learning how to release it is huge. So basically, we've worked our way down, head to shoulders to hands. Next, I want to do some thoracic mobility. And so let me adjust the camera for that. I hope I'm not going to regret messing with this camera so much. Okay. Next. You want to get in quadruped position, just like so. Actually, I'm going to bring this down just a little tiny touch more. Almost got it. There. So quadruped position, or tabletop in yoga. Just like so. Make sure your fingers are spread. You've got a good foundation there. There we go. Hands are approximately shoulder width apart. Okay. I want you to tent one hand here by the side of your head. Take a little half breath in. And then exhale, pull the elbow through this hole that you've made over here. Really try to wring all your breath out. Inhale, sit back and open up. Pull your elbow to the ceiling and really force yourself open. Inhale. Exhale, wringing it out. See how I'm sitting back all the way on my haunches, opening up, pulling myself open and inhaling. Exhaling, coming forward and wringing it out. 2 more. Big inhale, open up, sitting forward, wring it out. Same thing on the other side. Go ahead and switch hands. Plant the other hand here. Nice wide spread fingers, pushing weight into all of my individual fingers to hold the weight of my body while I do this, okay? If you have wrist issues or you have a lot of pain in your hands and wrists, this might be a little bit challenging at first, but the more that you practice it, like everything else, the easier that it will be on your body. The more that, you know, unless you have neurological issues or injuries or things like that, it's just a matter of practicing from wherever you're at and increasing what you can. So hand out to the side, just like so. Little half breath in. Exhale, wringing it out. Inhale, sit back, open up. Inhale, really pulling that open. I pop and crunch a little while I'm doing this. That's okay. You might crunch and pop too, as long as it doesn't hurt. Breath in and exhale. Let's do 2 more. Breath in. Sitting back all the way on my heels. Coming forward, wringing it out. 1 more. Sitting back. Coming forward and return to tabletop position. All right, so what that is it's a thoracic mobilizer. Your thoracic spine is everything from here where your rib cage sits all the way up to where your neck starts. That's your thoracic spine. And it's real important for you to have a mobile thoracic spine. If you don't have a mobile thoracic spine, your shoulders will be real tight and they'll lock up a little bit. Frozen shoulder syndrome, if you've heard of that, that's a result of thoracic spine that doesn't work real well. You'll have issues maybe with ribs popping out, all kinds of other things. So it's important for that thoracic spine to work well and to be strong and open and mobile. And that's part of the reason that we breathe from our belly. The belly breathing really helps to keep your thoracic spine fluid and mobile as well. But this exercise here, as you're sitting back onto your haunches and you're opening up, it forces this lumbar spine to freeze. It doesn't let you use your lumbar spine. So all of that opening movement is coming from your thoracic spine from here to here. And that's exactly what we're after. And that should feel really good too. Next, and maybe that doesn't feel super gentle, but I feel like the more that you practice it, the more that you'll come to enjoy it. And it won't, and it is pretty gentle. You're just breathing and moving. So next, we're going to do a little cat-cow. For cat, I really like to get Halloween kitty, like really, really bunch up tall here. Sometimes I even march my hands a little closer like this if my wrists are feeling good. Cat. And then cow is the exact opposite. It's sort of sway back. And I really kind of like to just play and experiment with my breath. So do cat, cow, and do 5 of those at your own pace and play around with your breath a little bit. And I'm going to do it too. So cat. All right, and that's real nice just because it's the same sort of thoracic movement. And you get a little bit of movement out of your lumbar with that, but it's still a lot of the thoracic movement, which is really, really good. Next, we are going to work our way into a little bit of hip work, and this is pretty easy on your body. Hang on one second, let me just tilt that down so I can see. This is pretty easy on your body and not too difficult. Actually, you know what? I want to start face up, and you want to get face up just like so. Feet flat on the ground, like so, and hands by your sides. And what you want to do is focus on pushing through your heels. You want your heels just right about here so that you can kind of touch the back of your heels with your fingers. That's the perfect spot. And you really want to push through your heels and bring your hips up high. And I'm squeezing my glutes too right here. I'm really squeezing these muscles here on your butt muscles. Hips high, just like so, pushing up through that, really pushing through the heels to get there. And then slowly bring it back down. That's 1. We're going to do 12 of those. Really push through the heels, bring your hips up high, squeeze the glutes, get as high as you can. That's number 2. Hold it for a second and slowly relax it back down. Pushing through the heels, bring the hips high. Number 3, squeeze, 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 and hold. Slowly lower back down. That's number 4. Wait, that was 3. Ha! This is number 4. Don't let me count for you if I ever train you. You always want to count for yourself. Slowly lowering back down. Push up through the heels. Squeeze the glutes. Bring the hips high. Number 5. Holding it. I like to breathe in right here. Exhale as I push. 7. Slowly lower back down, push through the heels. I'm breathing in right here. I'm pushing through the heels. And here's number 9, pushing through the heels, bringing those hips high, squeezing the glutes. Back down. And number 10, big breath in first. Push it out, squeeze the hips. Squeeze the glutes, push through the hips. Hold for a second. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. That's pretty good. Release. And relax. Let yourself just take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, just kind of sink into the floor. And kind of feel all of the things in your body right now. Maybe you can still feel a little bit warm in your back from all those eyes wise T's W's. Maybe you feel something that wedged loose or popped or snapped or crunched while you were doing those thoracic openers or the cat-cow. Maybe you feel a little bit of a burn in your legs or maybe in your butt, ideally in your butt, from those hip raises that we just did. Really just kind of sit and feel how it feels to have a body. Like, how weird is that? Feel the muscles under your skin and really, really become hyper aware of how all of that feels. The more that you can really, really concentrate on how that feels when you're exercising, I feel like that gives you a better result, and it really gives you the ability to appreciate and to enjoy your exercise more when you really, really feel what it's doing to your body and really can get it connected like that. So that's one of the things that I really try to stress with my clients as well, is really just trying to feel your body. Don't try to, like when you do yoga, don't do yoga to get out of your body. You want to do yoga to unify your spirit and your body and your your presence, your mind. You can get all those things tied together. And it feels really, really nice to feel, when you feel that burn of that muscle, like try to become friends with that. The more that you can do that, the more you'll really understand and appreciate how incredible it is that we're walking around, but how much you can change your body and your environment. You'll have a real interesting understanding of how that works. Okay, so that being said, let's do a little more hip work. I really like this one. We're going to just do fire hydrants. You're going to start in quadruped position. Again, it's tabletop in yoga. And just reach your right leg out to the side and do some circles forward. 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You see how I'm keeping my shoulders square with the ground? And I'm really just trying to make a great big circle. 11, there's 12. Nice. Now do the reverse. And you don't have to do 12 of these. If it kills you, do 5, do 6, do 8. Meet yourself wherever you're at. If 12 is too easy, do 15, do 20, push yourself too. You really want to, it depends on what your goals are. So let's do 12 in reverse. Same thing. Pick up the knee, pull it out to the side, circles. 1, 2, backward. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Trying to make big circles. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Nice work. Same thing, other side. Okay, so I'll give you a front view. How's that? That'll be cool. So big, all right, leg out to the side, front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10, 11, and 12. Circles to the rear. Same thing. Knee out to the side. Great big circles backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10, 11, and 12. All right. If you have water at home, you are welcome to grab a sip of water if you need to right now. If anything's feeling a little uncomfortable, just take a second and shake it out. You can breathe through it. That's a real good way. If there's anything that feels really intense, just kind of sit in it for a second. Feel it. Relax. Take a big breath. And kind of just sort of feel it. whatever it is that's burning, you know. Let your body know that you're listening, that you're paying attention, that it's okay, you know. It's not an injury. Or if it is an injury, then you're paying attention to your injury as well. But just kind of feel how that feels to feel that burn. I'm gonna grab a sip of water too. Sparkling mineral water, it's good stuff. Okay, so we did some glutes and hips. My 7-year-old is cracking up about the fire hydrants. Fire hydrants are great. I like them. They look as funny as they feel. It's true. Okay, so next, you know what? Something I don't deal with a whole lot, but which is really, really important is ankles and feet. I don't really talk about them much. I'm gonna have to fiddle with my camera a little bit to get a good. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, sweet. So let's just explore that a little bit. So sit on the edge of a couch or a bench if you have one, and right leg extend all the way. Try to really keep your toe pointed upright as well, and then relax that back down and touch the ground and go right back up. Let's do 15 of these, and I really want you to feel the muscle in the top of your leg. You can even put your hand there and feel as you squeeze to bring that up. Feel all those muscles moving. It's 3, I think. I'm calling it 3. You can even put your both hands on here if you want to be really. There's 4. Sorry, bubble water. 5. And really just feel the muscles moving. Get that mind-muscle connection. 6, or mind-body awareness. Whatever it is you want to call it. 7, it's all kind of the same thing. But feel those muscles moving. Squeeze. 8. Squeeze. We're isolating the leg. 9, by sitting like this. Squeeze. There's 10. Squeeze. There's 11. Squeeze. 3 more. I want 15. There's 13. Squeezing it out. Really feeling those muscles moving in the leg. 14. And that should feel good. Squeeze. There's 15. Okay, so maybe you feel a little bit of heat in your leg. That's ideal. That's exactly what we're after. Just relax. Maybe go like this a little bit. Self-massage. Kind of move some of that blood through. It should feel good. It feels good to move your body. It's a good way for us to move our energy. If you feel cramped or stuck, or you're frustrated, or you're angry, or you're hurt, or you're sad, or you're mad, or whatever it is that you feel, moving your body is a really great way to process it. And for some people, that means going for a walk. I like to walk when I'm processing stuff. It works really, really well for me. If I'm pissed off or hurt or upset, that's the first thing that I'll go to is I'm going to take a walk, you know. And for me, it helps me to get clear. It helps me to get that center like we did at the beginning when we meditated together. It helps me to get into that place where I can objectively, you know, think about the things that have happened without so much of my ego and my, you know, my hurt feelings or my frustrated feelings, you know, my fear, my whatever it is that's at the root of that hurt. All right, let's do the other leg. So nice upright posture. Put your hands on your muscles if you feel like you want to, and then just extend that leg out in front. 15 of those, trying to keep the foot dorsiflexed. Do you see this instead of pointed? That's what we want. 1, and you're going to feel this. There's a little burn. There's 2 and 3, and we're just going to breathe through every single one of these. The part that's the hardest is where you should exhale. Breath in. There's 4. Squeeze. 5. The more that you can become accustomed to feeling those muscles squeezing and really focusing on that contraction, the better you'll learn how to use your muscles. I think this is 8. The more mindful you'll be about your movement. 5 more. 2 more. All right. Oh man, I feel the burn from that. So same thing, go ahead and just kind of sit and relax and let that burn happen. Like think about how that feels to feel, maybe you feel the blood rushing through your leg, or you feel the muscle as it wants to cramp up a little bit, and you're just telling your nervous system to, oh, it's okay, relax, let that go. And really feel how that feels, and use your breath as a guide. So if you need to take that down a notch, take a breath in through your belly. And then just and know that it's okay, and feel everything go limp and noodly. And the more that you really practice this, like I said, the more that you practice it, the more that you'll get good at taking things down when you get tense or upset or hurt or scared, you know, chaos in the streets, whatever. You can take a breath when you feel, you know, maybe you watched too much news today and had too many cups of coffee. You know, you started to do this. You can just relax, because you'll realize it's happening after a minute. The more you practice, you know, and you just let it out. So we did head, we did thoracic spine, we did shoulders, we did hands and forearms. We did thoracic, we did cat-cow, we did glutes, we did hips. We didn't do any abs, but I don't want to do abs today. We did quads. Let's go ahead and just explore lower leg a little bit. When was the last time you really considered your lower leg? A real good exercise for your lower leg is just to do circles like this. Really big circles. Let me scoot back a little bit so I don't have to stick my leg out so far. There we go. So just like so, circles. 1, 2, 3. Full range of motion. 4. Maybe you crunch and pop a little bit. Maybe there's a spot where it hitches and it won't move. It's okay. And tell it that it's okay, and you're just kind of paying attention to it. I want you to do 20 of these. I'm about at number 10 right now. Really big circles. Right now we're going in a counterclockwise direction. Full range of motion. I'm squeezing and all of my muscles to make this happen, and then I switch directions and the other way. There's 2 really big motion. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7, 8. And see how I'm kind of spreading my toes apart, and then I'm pointing my toes. 9, spread. Really getting as much movement out of this as I can. Oh, I'm crunching and popping, man. Oh, but it's going to feel so good when I'm done. It feels good to have a body. We are super lucky to incarnate with this meat suit. All right, same thing, other leg. Go ahead and put that leg up, and then circles. I'm going counterclockwise. $13 big circles, as big as you can make them. Really, just explore. 14. Maybe you got to go slow through part of it, a part of your range. You see how mine is a little slow? 15. There's a spot there that's a little sore and crunchy from going on a run the other day. 18, 19, and 20. Same thing, other direction. Biggest circle I can make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's number 6. Oh my gosh, 7, 8, 9, halfway. 11. There's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, it's harder on the side. 17, 18. Maybe it's easier on the side for you. 19 and 20. And relax. You can shake those out if you want to. That's a nice thing. Shaking out your feet. I like to also do that same sort of thing, but just with my hand a little bit. Just go ahead and do your right leg first. And just kind of move it in both directions. Feeling around in there for anything that's popping and crunching maybe. You can use a little bit of self-massage if you want to. That'll feel real good. This sort of practice too, just kind of touching your body and sort of massaging yourself a little bit will really help your stress levels as well. Especially parents. I mean, you guys, you know, being cooped up is just as hard as it is for the kids a lot of times. So if you guys can, you know, take a little bit of care of yourself, everybody's life will be a little bit better. Really just try to think about how your body's responding to stress. You know, think about how it feels, how stress feels in your body, and identify it. And then once you identify it, you can massage it, you can work through it, you can breathe through it. But it's just a matter of feeling how it feels in your body, and then telling your body it's okay to let go of that. Same thing, other side. I'm going to go ahead and pop this up here, and I'm just going to grab my foot with my hand, and I'm just going to do some circles. This is probably not the most interesting thing to watch for a fitness video, but it's an important part of movement to do this sort of gentle. This is mobility exercises. You know, it's more of like tissue work, and the foam rolling, that sort of thing, is really along the same lines of self-care. And the reason that it's important is we're using, I mean, I keep saying, you know, tell your body it's okay. You're using your mind to make changes, physiological changes to your body by doing this. And so that's part of why it's movement meditation magic, because we're moving and you're making changes with your mind. It's magic. It's an important part of fitness, and we don't really talk about it a whole lot. And it's one of the ways that yoga really has a benefit for us as well. We really need to learn some lessons from their sphere and bring it over into fitness. And I do have a yoga practice, and it's an important part of my spiritual practice as well. I think it's real good. So yeah, just a little bit more self-massage and a couple more deep breaths. And we are bumping up right against the end here, 6:48. So yeah, I think that's actually all I got for you today. One of these days, I'm going to do a class where we do some foam rolling and we do some work with like tennis balls and things like that to kind of work out knots and do some self-massage. I think I'm going to actually do that as a workshop that I will probably charge for. So stay tuned for that shortly. I'm also going to do just some other like one-off sort of workshop things pretty soon. I am going to be continuing my classes. This class tonight, every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, is Movement Meditation Magic. I think of a meditation, I think of a magical concept that I want to talk about. Today was mostly just kind of like getting centered and being in our bodies. And then we explore that in a way that feels really, really good and integrates the movement and the meditation and the magic. And then on Wednesdays, I do a centered core and glutes class. And once again, we take a minute at the beginning to breathe and get centered and to get in the same spot. And then we work core and we work glutes in a way that feels really, really good. Core exercise will always boost your sense of mental wellness and well-being. Just physiologically, that's how it works in your body. So that's a real good class if you're feeling a little down or you're feeling a little depressed. Join me on Wednesday, noon Pacific Standard Time for that, right here on YouTube, and probably streaming on Facebook Live by some kind of multi-stream thing. And also, Thursday at noon Pacific Standard Time is my Kettlebells for Yogis class. And that's always just and kettlebell exercises that will be beneficial to and complementary to your yoga practice. Different topic every week. And then on Sundays, I'm doing a gentle movement, breathe, and stretch class. Gentle movement, stretch, and breathe. I can't remember what I called it, but it's a lot like what today was, where we really focus on breathing and stretching and feeling connected to our bodies and appreciating our bodies. It's more of a positive thing than an actual driving hard fitness class. So yeah, tune in, tell your friends, share my stuff with your friends, comment on my YouTube channel. All of those things really help me out a lot. If you're feeling generous and you got your stimulus check and you want to share it a little bit, you can Venmo me at Ritual Fitcraft. I've also got a Patreon at Ritual Fitcraft as well. And I'm going to continue to bring you guys these classes, probably even when this whole crazy situation has resolved itself. I'll just keep doing this because it's a lot of fun and I like it. And I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. Tune in next Wednesday, or this coming Wednesday, and we'll do center, core, and glutes together. Thanks very much. Have a great night. Oh, hey, if we don't have kettlebells, can we still do the class and substitute a number, like a number 10 or something? Absolutely, yes, Rose. If you don't have kettlebells, you can still use like a dumbbell or something like that for most of it. Or really just do the movements. It'll be solid. All right, that's it. I'm out. Take care.